It's a beautiful morning here in Fort St. John, and I'm just coming back from my morning walk. And I'm just going to hit the shower, and then I'll put the tea on. Thanks for coming back. Well, that's better. Thank you for joining me today for a cup of tea. For those of you who I've met before, you know that I'm Bev and that I have really a problem with labeling and generations and labeling and all of this new and improved stuff and some of the old things that I feel like we're forgetting. And so today is a little bit different episode. It's so amazing as I move into my golden years, how things change and our perspective changes on things. And I remember when I was a young person and growing up on the farm, and I can't speak for all of the people of my age, and I can't speak for all of the people growing up on farms, but if we were to mention something about a workout or going to an exercise class, I think I remember my dad mentioning something about maybe there was wood to pack or maybe even some grain to shovel. And so it's kind of different now because we, commend these people that are using their leisure time to go and work out and to stay healthier. And it's so wonderful because every generation and even every decade that passes, we have this amazing ability as humans to make life easier. So the things that need to be done are done with less and less effort. And so it's kind of sort of after raising my family and going to work in an office and sitting at a desk for a few years and downsizing so that I didn't have such a big yard to look after and kids to chase and all of these things. And then all of a sudden I woke up one day and I was sort of not as strong as I had been. And I felt limited to what I could do. And then as I age and I watch the people that I care about and people around me, maybe they're losing a little bit of mobility or maybe it's the aches and pains in my own body that I'm feeling more. And so I decided I had kind of a little shake up and a wake up, and I decided that I better get doing something so that I can enjoy the golden years that I hope to enjoy. Tomorrow isn't promised, but if I get there, I want it to be awesome. And so it's so funny where inspiration comes from because I'm inspired by my grandchildren. I want to be the engaged Grammy for years and years, and I want to have a very good quality of life and be able to enjoy the things that I want to enjoy. But I was inspired, and it's the oddest story. I was helping out at a chocolate candy company in Fort St. John, and this wonderful lady had come in as well to help out with this Christmas rush. And so as there's candy being made and chocolates being dipped and cookies being cooked and platters being put together, her and I were in the back room and we were putting together some boxes, and she started telling me about her journey and her inspiration. And so when I started thinking about what inspires me and what keeps me going and what motivates me, I couldn't help but think of Evelyn. And so without further ado, I grabbed the Grammy cam and away I went to meet with Evelyn in her element. And I'm not going to tell you her story because she tells it so much better than I ever could. And I hope that she's as inspirational for you as she has been for me.
Lucy. I have lived in Port St. John, I would say about 80% of my life. I moved away for, I think, close to 17 years, and I've been back for 11 now. I am 52 years old, and I started coming to the gym in March of 2021. I started coming to the gym because I was 49, and my husband and I were celebrating our 15th wedding anniversary, and we were going to renew our vows. But I wasn't happy where I was physically, and I bought a sundress that I just wanted to look cute in. When I came and I spoke to Jenny, I said, you know, I need somebody. For me personally, what I was looking for was, I was looking for a lady that was going to be close to my age, that has had children, knows what a woman's body has gone through with having children, because there's special challenges and there's some exercises that you can't do after you have children. Like, let's face it, not a lot of us could go jumping a rope anymore and things like that. So I wanted somebody, and I wanted somebody that would listen to me. I wanted them to push me, but I wanted them to listen to me. Like, if I say I cannot do an exercise, then it's not because I don't want to, it's because I literally can't. My hips would not allow it at that time. Now I'm proud to say some of those exercises that I couldn't do because of my almost 3 years of coming to the gym, I can do those. So, but the main thing is, the biggest step that you can do is walk in that front door. Walk in the front door and ask the questions. Jenny Briscoe, the owner of the gym, got me in contact with BJ Shed, and she became my trainer. She's one of the many trainers that works here at the gym, and it took off. It was so incredible. Both of the ladies are amazing. All the trainers are, obviously. I have spent many years, and I call them my expensive keychains. I've joined many gyms over the years, and I didn't feel comfortable. I felt intimidated. So, but here, BJ made me feel welcome, and so did all the Patriots. There's literally every shape, size, age of person, right from beginner like myself to people that compete in the Northern Classic. And while BJ was training me, she was training for the competition, which is held in Grand Prairie. It's the Northern Classic, and Jenny actually runs and hosts the show. It is her show. And because BJ and I had become close friends, I started working out with her, but my main focus was looking good for my wedding vows with my husband. So we did that, and I hit my goal, and I made the little purple sundress just look cute. So I was extremely happy with that. That was in September. BJ was competing in October, so I wanted to go and see what it was all about. And I was adamant with everybody that there was no way that I would ever do anything like that. We got to Grand Prairie. BJ did her show on that Saturday, and I saw the sparkles, I saw the bathing suits, I saw everything. I texted my husband and said, I want to do the next show. And he came back going, I wish you could see my surprised look, because he was not surprised at all. I got a hold of Jenny, and next thing I know, I am training for the next competition, which actually ended up being the following May. So I had just a few months to get ready. It's a very intense workout. It's definitely different from my couch potato lifestyle. But now I am actually currently in training for my third competition, which is going to be in October, October 26th and 27th. It's a 2-day show. And it's become part of my life. I'm literally at the gym 6 days a week, even when I'm not getting ready for competition. It's a family. And it's just something that I never thought at 49 that I would start a journey towards feeling better and getting healthier. I was so adamant that I would never, ever do it, because I saw the training that these girls and the men were going through, and I was just like, there is no way I could ever be that dedicated. I didn't think that I had it in me, because I am very much I am one of those, I go strong at the very beginning, but then I get bored, and I didn't think that I had it in me to show that type of dedication. So I have continuously surprised myself that I actually do have the dedication. I actually was not going to compete this year. I wasn't doing well mentally. I'm 52 years old, so I'm going through that wonderful menopause stage, and I didn't think that I could do it. And I had talked to Lance, my husband, and said, I think I'm going to take the year off. And then out of the blue, I think it was maybe 2 days later, my nephew had texted me, and I don't talk to him very often, unfortunately, and that's on me, but he texted me out of the blue and said, "Hey, Auntie, I wanted you to know that you have inspired me to start working out, and I want to be on the same stage as you, and I want to come and watch your competition this year." And my nephew's in that 19, 20-year-old stage. So for him to contact me and tell me that I was his inspiration was just, it kicked something in. And I went, okay, this was meant to be. So he constantly contacts me now, and I contact him. He's showing me his progress and everything. He is planning on coming to watch my show in October. And next year, because it's already been determined, he plans on entering the competition, and I will be as well. So I will be on the same stage as my nephew, and we are going to be rocking the 2024 Northern Classic together on that same stage. And to have someone like your nephew, your young nephew, tell you that you're an inspiration, I tell you, that kind of hit me. It was just one of the, because I don't feel like I should be an inspiration. I'm just doing my thing. But I'm just telling you, it is never too late. It's never too late, and you do not know who's watching. I post so much on Facebook that sometimes I'm like, I'm sorry, yes, I know I'm posting, I'm at the gym again. But I've had people reach out and tell me that I'm an inspiration. And, sometimes, one lady, it was just, she's now going out for walks every day. It's just never too late. And I want people to know that, and I want women to know that. And I want women to also know that even when you're struggling with the menopause, because Lord help us, we're all doing it, goals can still be crushed. It doesn't have to stop us. Do you know what? You don't even have to, if you're anything like myself, you have to have something to work towards. There's some great apps. You do virtual tours. And what you do is you sign up for these apps, and I think one of the ones that obviously it's just gone right now. But if you look online and do virtual running, walking tours, you can sign. I have been through England. I have done a Lord of the Rings, and then you get medals, but you give yourself goals. So I'm going to finish this 50-kilometer in a month if you're at the very beginning. And you set yourself a goal, and then every day you're trying to get to your goal, or sometimes you're just trying to beat that goal. So, things like that, just getting out and walking at first. Joining a gym can be so intimidating, and I have been there. And you walk in and you see all of these people using all of this equipment, and you don't know. But I can almost guarantee that if you find the right gym for yourself, and there's several in town, but if you find the right gym, that family, you could walk up to anybody and ask how to use a machine. They will stop their workout and they will help. Because I've been with other trainers and with my other expensive keychains, like I said, you pay for the 1-year membership and then you go for a month. I was famous for that. Trust me. But, you got to find somebody that's going to listen to you. And I know that because whenever you first go in, you don't know what you're looking for. So you don't know if the person is going to fit because you don't know what you're doing yet. So, but just tell them, set yourself a goal, any kind of goal. Like I said, whether it's give yourself a month and you want to learn how to do a certain exercise that we've all seen on TikTok. Please do not try 90% of the stuff that you see on TikTok. You're gonna hurt yourself, guaranteed. I've done it, and I've gotten in trouble for it. But, you gotta listen to what's in your heart, you gotta listen to what's in your mind, and you gotta trust yourself. And I think us older ladies, I say older as in, I would even go 45 and up. We are getting so much better at listening to ourselves and blocking out all of the noise in the background because our lives are always busy. But we are givers, so we give our jobs 100, we give our jobs 90%, we give our husbands 100%, we give our kids 110%. It is time that we start giving ourselves 100%. Because if we don't start doing it for ourselves, we're not going to have anything left to give to others. And it seems selfish when you first start doing it because somebody wants you to go and do this, or somebody wants you to go and do this and this. But take that half an hour at the gym every day, 3 times a day, 3 times a week. That's what I started out on. I started out on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and it was a half an hour, and you will slowly build. Memories of her is just childhood memories. So I always remember, just exactly like any other childhood memory. You go to grandma's, you get spoiled. You go to grandma's, and back then it was, you go to grandma's and you get Sunny D. It was and Tang, and you get all the kisses and the hugs and the loves. So, and you got to do whatever your parents told you not to because it was just grandma's house. So, but for the younger generation, one of the biggest things that I'm going to say, don't do what my generation did, and start paying attention. Pay attention to the older generation. Ask them the questions, and be present. Like, I can't tell you how excited I am that my nephew reached out to me, and his sister, my niece, she reaches out to me and tells me how proud she is of me and everything. That small text, like I said, that text from my nephew changed my year. Literally, I went from just saying, nope, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to let my menopause win. I'm just going to not. But I don't want to be one of those older ladies that you see and they can't move, and they are reliant on a walker and stuff like that. Now I'm part of so many Facebook groups and everything else like that to do with physical fitness. I'm seeing some of these 70 and 80-year-olds that are still competing, and they look incredible. I want to be one of those. When one of my boys has kids eventually, I want to be that grandma that rocks the stage, not sitting in a rocker, because I don't think of myself as an inspiration for other people. It's not something that I've ever thought that I could be. But now that I've had so many people reach out, just remember, you never know who's watching your journey. If you are 5 pounds overweight, if you're 200 pounds overweight, you are always, like, the best thing that ever was told to me is your starting point is somebody else's goal. If you're 300 pounds and you're starting your journey, there is somebody that's 340 pounds going, I want to be there. That was one of the biggest things that hit me, is when I got told that your starting point is somebody else's goal. And I'll always remember that.
That's a wrap.
Awesome.
So perfect. Isn't it just so inspirational to see someone who's met a goal and pushes forward to another goal and another goal and another goal? And I think at any age, Evelyn's story is so inspirational. And over again, we're seeing people who are way older than she is, and way younger, making these transitions and moving into their best lived lives. And I think that it's just brilliant. My motivations are going to be different than your motivations. I'm stubborn. I want to be able to move my own furniture if I decide to shove a chair around, and I want to be able to live on my own and travel and to dance when I'm 80 like my dad could. And so as I push forward looking into resistance training and yoga and stretching and walking every day, I am just so inspired by these stories that you can find online, in your own neighborhood, at the gym. And I think that we need to remember that this isn't a competition. Although we're all part of the human race, it's not really a race, and we can not compare ourselves to others, and we can start from where we're at, and we can just move with our own grace and flair and at our own pace. I kind of like to think of Phoebe in Central Park running. And so I hope that this video has inspired you, and that you can find the motives and the motivation and dig in and just move into wherever you are in your life, move into what makes you the happiest and the healthiest. I think one of the things that I'd like to confess to, that I am guilty of, is not being specific enough in my goals. If you have an idea of what you want, write it down. And then I challenge you to write down 20 things you can do to get there, whether it's getting a gym membership or finding a workout buddy, somebody who will keep you accountable, measuring and charting, and even starting like I started with 15 minutes with a video game workout. And so working your way up, every step is a step in the right direction. We have a wonderful array of information now that we can find, and we have more and more people in our communities offering a diverse way of doing things. We have chair yoga and seniors swimming and so many different things, and the things that you can find in your home. Don't discount it because you're doing it on your own. One of the things I like to do in the winter when I can't get out for a walk is I like to do the stairs, and I can walk for a half an hour up and down the stairs and around my apartment, and it works beautifully. You can dance. All of these things working up to that, what you've written down as your goal, that what you're inspired to move toward. If you know where you're going, the map gets clearer and clearer. I challenge you, write down 20 ways that you can get to that goal. At the end of each episode, I like to offer a little something that I like to share with my kids or my grandkids. And this book is one that I co-wrote with my daughter. And this is about a little sheep who was pretty shaky. And she couldn't get to the mountaintop with the herd of sheep until she found some help from an old goat, kind of like me, an old goat. And she was able to learn to visualize, to plan ahead, to practice, and to get where she was going. And so I think that that's a good lesson at any age. If it's too easy, there's no growth. We're not learning. So if it feels hard, then you're probably moving in the right direction, but don't make it too hard. And so this is a book that I really love sharing this message with my grandchildren. And the last page, when you think you can and you put your mind to it, you can and you will work your way through it. With a little practice, or more if you need it, and some faith in yourself, you will surely achieve it. And so, thank you again for joining me, and until next time, stay safe, love each other, take care.